Getting it real with RealChunWai on the hottest topics, frank, engaging and candid. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Activist lawyer Siti Kasim has set up a service center in the Batu parliamentary constituency in Kuala Lumpur. The outspoken Siti has declared her plans to contest in Batu as an independent candidate. Let's hear it from Siti Kasim. Good evening, Malaysia and followers from around the world. Our guest tonight is none other than Siti Kasim, the one and only activist lawyer with a palm who roars like a tiger as usual. And this time, she has got something behind her back. What is that fierce-looking white hair animal behind you?
It's a cutie cat, a covered cutie cat in not, I can't say burqa because it doesn't cover the nose and the mouth. But anyway, it is a halal cat. I
Very
put this
fierce
on
looking.
as a joke, but I don't know how to take it out now.
It's okay. Behind you, standing behind you. Okay, now
Yes,
Siti,
guarding over me.
I must first congratulate you on the opening of your service center in Batu.
Thank you very much.
Seat. And of course, a belated happy birthday. Can you tell us about the service center that it has just opened?
Well, actually, today is the first day that we are open. It was launched last week, as you know, and well, I've got my first client just now walk in asking for advice. Yeah, so I was very chuffed about it. This service center is to help the constituents of Batu, but also for anybody who wants who need help. What to do, for anything. If we can assist, we will just give advice. But if it's a public interest matter, we will try and find a lawyer to act on your behalf. So this is the purpose of this service center, is so like a one-stop center for the rakyat to come and meet me if I'm physical here. If I'm not, then can leave a message. We can fix an appointment. So it is about asking, because I find out a lot of people not fully aware of where to go and what to do when they are experiencing some issues with their community. Yeah.
So where about is this service center?
We are at Viva Residency. So if you come to Viva Residency, the shop lot, we are on the UG ground. You can see, you can't miss it lah, because the huge banner or the signboard on top. Yes, so that you can find it, Viva Residency in Jalan Ipoh.
What is the operating hours like? And are you being assisted by volunteer lawyers or team of supporters?
Yes, it's like this. Right now, we are trying to get the volunteers, duty rosters, in order. So the opening hours will be 10 to 4, Monday to Friday. We are still thinking whether to open up on Saturday, but it's not necessary that I will be here all the time. I will try to be here most of the time. But if I'm not around, there'll be somebody here to man the counter and take your details and your queries or anything that you may have, the issues. And if the volunteer can help you to solve the problem, then he or she will then advise you accordingly. Whilst if it's a legal matter, which is a bit more complicated, it will be referred to me. So we will take details of you, and then we will write down what are your issues and stuff like that, and the actions taken. So we are still starting. We just started, so we are trying to figure out how to. We need volunteers, obviously. So guys, if you can volunteer, please contact us at Viva Res. I should give a number, right? But I don't have the right. Then I can't remember Arun's number. Yeah,
we'll put it down in the on this program.
Oh, okay. Yes. So yeah, we need volunteers. We need donation as well, obviously, because we cannot run on air. But the money is only to run the center, not to pay anyone. None of us are getting paid. It's all volunteer for national service for the country, but only to maintain the place lah. That's all. Yes, I will give out later on. Not now, but in a couple of days, I will give out the information of the account, the donation, where it goes to. Yes.
It'd be easier if people were to just register their inquiries or the complaints or their cases online, whether on a website, on WhatsApp. Is this part of the plan?
Yep. We actually have a website called sitikasim.com, in which we are going to put in all the things which will be related to my standing as a candidate in GE15, as well as for the service center. So the service center is part and parcel of the services as an independent that I'm doing. Yeah.
I know that Siti, I've asked this question before, but because this is the timing of you opening your service center, why have you chosen Batu? Is it because of its racially mixed composition? My study shows that the composition is Malays 42.52%, Chinese 38.28%, Indians 17.46%, others 1.74%. So basically, it's the most one of those Malaysian, very Malaysian racially mixed seat. Why have you chosen Batu?
Yes, absolutely because of that. The composition, I believe, the constituents will be able to understand where I'm coming from. That they know that I am for equality and justice, and that I am not for any preference for any kind of race or religion. It is purely for the sake of the public, the people, their welfare, as well as for the advancement of our community as a nation. So the reason why I chose Batu is because of that. I hope that the composition of the constituency will be able to grasp where I'm coming from better than anywhere else. Yeah.
Siti, while Batu is an urban area, it is also a very much a classic working class area. The constituency has the most number of project perumahan rakyat, or the low-cost flats, and it is said that it has one of the highest rates of petty crime in the city. Given these loads of problems, are you aware of what you are going into? You have already set up a service center, and there will be tons of problems compared to, say, other areas in KL where you may not have this magnitude of issues. Yeah.
This is the very reason we have this service center, to serve the public. If any of the Batu constituents in need of help, if we can help to resolve them and give them the voice, and speak up for them and give them the empowerment to know about their rights and to stand up for themselves, that would be better. I don't think this is only issues in Batu, but also in everywhere else in the urban areas. So this is why I believe that this is a good start for us as independent to provide these services to the constituents, especially the M40 and below. M40 doesn't mean that even though they are considered as middle class, they are able to know and able to support financially to do what they may not know where to go. So we are here, come and ask for our help, even though it's going to be like full of this place. The fuller this place, the better. That means this is made full use, by the society. So I would hope that in the future, the Batu constituents will know more about their rights, and they will be more empowered to speak up for themselves, and stand up for themselves, and not take any kind of crap from the authorities or the politicians. So this is the reason I'm going to start here and see how I can take them forward to become much more powerful for themselves, not for anybody else, but for themselves. Demand what is our right. Yeah.
You'll be going around, staying in the area and trying to get the people of Batu to get to know you better. Most of them have seen you on YouTube, on social media, and read about you on the media. Obviously, they will ask you these questions. Why should they give our vote to Siti Kasim, the independent candidate? Why? Can you share with us what you would tell them?
Well, very simple to me. People need to understand why I stood as an independent and why this independent idea came about. If all the political parties, even the friendly ones, have done their job properly, we would not exist. There's no need for us to be here. But we have seen that they have failed us in speaking up for the real issues, what is happening right now on the ground, what is happening right now all around the country, with the policies and the laws that the government imposing on us. So for us as independent, we don't have a warlord, we don't have bosses, we don't have party whip, we don't have anybody telling us what we can say or what we can vote for and what we can come up with bills. This is the freedom we have. We are going to do what we are supposed to do for the rakyat. We are not going to do things for the political party. When it's political party, they must abide by their political whip, party whip, party bosses, and we have seen this happening, during the budget, even during voting, and things they can say, they are not free to cross the floor, meaning, they have to listen to the party rules, party whip, whatever party say yes, okay, then otherwise cannot. So this is where they have actually failed the rakyat by not speaking up on the real issues, especially religion and race being used to divide us, and these policies which is so biased towards one race and treating the other races macam anak tiri lah, and yet nobody says anything, and comment and complain, and we can only change this in the parliament. Only parliament can change things forward for us. So I hope the people understand that we have a lot to offer. You see, until and unless Malaysia reach a higher thinking society, meaning that we elect political leaders who are full of moral values, ethical, and not thinking about power, like, oh, they want to be PM or they want to maintain their position. But the leaders or the political leaders only think about the future of Malaysians. Then only we can rely on political parties. But for now, unfortunately, we have not seen real leadership in any of the political parties. So we need to take this onto our own hands now. We need to voice our own voice in parliament, not through political parties. They will not speak up about the so-called sensitive issues, the using of religion and race, the biased policies, towards other races beside the majority. So these are the things that we will actually fight for. We are going to, I for one, advocating for the separation of religion and state. And what I mean is that the federal government have no business to manage religion, any religion. And in our constitution, it says that Islam is supposed to be under the purview of the sultans. Then we give it back to the sultans. Right now, the PM office is holding a department, JAKIM, to control the policies and what's going on in all government agencies, everything, even education. You must have JAKIM in the committee. They decide where our syllabus go. Do you want that for the future? No. What we want is that follow the constitution. The constitution says Islam is under the Sultan. Give it back to the Sultan. Federal government manage only for all the rakyat, not for one particular religion. Okay, so this is not anti-religion or anti-what. No, we want everything to be run properly according to our constitution. Yes.
Siti, this is happening. Is it because that these religious authorities are pushing the envelope or overstepping the authority? Because as you rightly said, this religious matter comes under the purview of the respective rulers, the Malay rulers. And that recently the Sultan of Selangor has been given the mandate by the Malay rulers to form this Majlis Agama Kebangsaan, which many of these, and he has given this decree that the JAKIM cannot simply issue statement, and that the minister in charge of religion cannot also issue statement except through this Agama. What is your view on this Majlis?
Well, as you can see, I'm sure all our rulers, the sultans, are fed up as well. JAKIM is taking over as if they are the one who should manage religion, you know. They set down the policies in every of the government agencies, you know, when this is so-called to be under the purview of the sultan, and yet they are now infiltrating all of our government agencies. Everything must go through JAKIM. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things going on with JAKIM about the halal certificates, about, you know, the corruption in there and all that. So, you know, why would we want to spend 1.5 billion every year to this department? What is it for? There is no auditing on the amount of money given to them, where the money goes, you know. I mean, this is the thing. So it's quite, I am so happy with the NKI, with the respected Sultan, you know. I think they're fed up as well. They are putting JAKIM where they are. Of course, they can't say more and do more. It is really up to the government of the day to actually do something. That's why we as the Rakyat demand this. We say that our federal government, elected by the people, should be run by the people, for the people, and this shouldn't involve any religion. Religion should go follow the constitution, go back to the Sultan, and federal government manage our economy as it is, you know, not based on religion, not based on their moral, not based on any kind of religious influence. You know, if you want to conduct your life according to your religious values, and that's fine, but we cannot have a federal government imposing that on us. Okay,
Siti, in previous government under Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak, he used one Malaysia, and now the present Prime Minister says it's Keluarga Malaysia. What is your response to this slogan?
Mere rhetoric lah, you know. I mean, every one of them wants to find something so that they look good, or you know, people can see and hear, oh, one Malaysia, satu keluarga. But sorry to say, I have to use this word, it's all bullshit lah, okay? You know, it's probably one Malaysia only within amongst their cronies and their families, and satu keluarga amongst their own families lah, the benefit. But what about us, the rakyat? You know, the majority of us, you know, I don't fall for this kind of rhetoric. It is, you know, it's action speaks louder than words. You know, you need to show the action. You know, are you treating us equally? Are you imposing your values on us? You know, what have we achieved all these years? You know, other countries are moving forward. Compared to other countries, we are now going backward. So this is something that we must actually stop. Anyone who becomes government, not to actually use the rhetoric of all this, you know, with all this, what they call it, tagline lah. You know, it's useless to have tagline when you are not treating the rakyat properly. Yeah.
Based on the recent results in the turnout in the past 4 elections, Sabah, Sarawak, in Malacca and Johor, the number of voters seems to have declined. Maybe at that time it was the COVID-19, people didn't want to come out, there was no school holiday, but some people said that there's a fatigue among voters. They said, look, these politics are all the same, you know, it doesn't matter whether in government or the opposition, it's just the same. So there's no option for us. Are you considering that, you consider that you are an option to those people who are fed up with either of these parties?
Absolutely. I hope that we will be considered as an option. I would like to add as well that, you know, I do not take the state elections as the precursor or a sign of the future general election, because I feel that a lot of people are lazy to go back to vote, you know, and then there is a part where people are feeling fed up. They feel that there's no point voting, wasting of my time. And I would urge these people who think that they have given up, you know, once you've given up, you are actually giving in to all these other elements that you don't want to be in government to continue governing us. So come GE15, everybody should use that power in our hand, which is to vote. Okay, so I would like to add as well, although we are independent in GE15, we are talking to all friendly parties, meaning that if they should work with us, instead of against us. We want to form a government which is solid for all Malaysians, and so that's why we want to show to the public we try to work with others, but they think that we are, not important. They think still in the mental of parties only. But the Rakyat must understand that without political parties, we can still form a government. Okay, so not necessary one political parties must have like all the majority, but if they say they are the same as decide, we can be the person who to decide who will become a government. But of course, we will be in line with people who stand together with us in the pillars that we stand for. It is very much in line with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I am a pro-human rights advocate. I always will promote for equality, justice, diversity and everything. So that is really, I will always stand for that. Yeah.
Supporters of the opposition have said that why did you choose Batu, which is a seat held by PKR, and that your entrance would split the opposition votes. Do you buy that?
Well, if people goes back, in the beginning, Prabhakaran stand as an independent. Okay, correct. He did not stand under PKR. So he won as an independent. What's the difference then? He actually, when you think about it, he jumped over to PKR. Just because PKR is your favorite party, it's okay. So for me, if you stand as independent, you stay independent, because then that means you are under the thumb of the political party. You cannot say things that where you should be able to say as an independent. So don't tell me about this, independent, or no. Prabhakaran stood as independent and then they jump. A lot of them do that. To me, these people are not honest. They stand as independent. Then they jump over to the so-called friendly party. But at the end of the day, people must see who their representative in parliament. What important things have they actually speak up in parliament for them? The use of this race and religion and biased policies that is overwhelming us in this country. I have not actually seen or heard, politicians really home in on that and really push for the government to, to actually give them their stand on these things. So, and that's why a lot of people are fed up. They feel that these people in parliament living in a different world. Yeah, they are living in a different world. They are not actually fighting with us on the ground, and only on safe things only they will talk, safe subject they will talk. But the issue here in this country right now, there is no stability because the government or even the PH government, they do not want to find some stability for this political situation in our country. They keep on fighting who's going to be the PM. They keep on, fighting amongst them within their own parties. This is crazy, and if only we can have a Jokowi in our country. If we have a Jokowi in our country, we would be so much better than any other Southeast country. But there you go. We are busy fighting amongst ourselves. So it's time for us to find a good leadership, a strong leadership, a humble leadership, to show that he or she is there for the Rakyat, for the country, not for themselves, not for their cronies, not for their families. Yeah.
With both independent, there's always this issue of having to set up this a network of, I mean, the Barisan National and the Pakatan guys, they will have a very well-oiled machinery, and they have an army of campaigners. And Batu is a very big area. And then you mentioned Prabhakaran. He ran as an independent, and then of course the 2012 was disqualified, and PKR endorsed him, so that he had this huge number of majority. I think it was 23,000 overvotes majority. Now, given the fact that independents would not have the kind of luxury, you would not have the kind of luxurious machinery and campaigners, who would you be depending, and would you be using more of social media to reach the public as part of your campaign?
We will use whatever means we can, and we have social medias. Even I will be on the ground. We are preparing to be on the ground, seeing community leaders, you know. But don't wait for me to come. Come to us. We already have a service center, you know. So come to us for the Batu people. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a reluctant candidate, to be honest. Yeah, I stand because people tell me that, Siti, you need to walk the talk. You need to do something. We need to have you in parliament to say the things that a lot of the MPs will not speak up about, you know. And being in parliament, I have the privilege of speaking things more than what I can outside here. So this is why, you know, I will leave it to the Batu constituencies, the people to decide who is going to be better for you. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say that I am better than any of the candidates here. I will do my best. I have always been Siti Kasim. This is what I am. What you see is what you get. I am I'm not a person that hide behind being a hypocrite. You know, I am not a hypocrite. You know, like people say, Siti, you got to change certain things to be acceptable to the eyes of the voters. You know like maybe covering my hair or something like that, you know, like, or stop smoking, showing off that I smoke, you know, stuff like that. You know, and I said, you know, do you want a hypocrite to represent you in parliament, or you want a person who's done nothing wrong against the law, but daring enough to speak up for you? You know, and this is who I am. I will never change for anyone. Even if, you know, you know, even the king asked me to, I will not. Even God asked me, I will not change. You know, I will ask God, why do I have to change? You know, I'm good as I am. I'm happy as I am. You know, so yeah, that's it. That I always believe, just be yourself. Yeah.
And what is your message to the people of Batu, or just generally Malaysians who want to come up to support you in your campaign? What kind of role can they play? What kind of services can they do? And how do they come about to come and say, look, Siti, I'm signing up as part of the Siti Kasim's band of campaigners? How do they do it?
Okay. My website, the website sitikasim.com is coming up. There will be a lot of details in there, like if you want to volunteer. But number one, of course, nothing moves without money. And I need to explain that the account number that I am going to give out soon, you know, in my social media, will be a personal account, but it is separate from my personal account, meaning that this account was set up purposely and particularly dedicated to the campaign as well as to the service center. Because I stand as independent, I don't have a political party account. So it has to be under my name. But this account will be eventually audited. Okay. So I manage this account myself, and you know, everything will be transparent. The money that, because it's not mixed with my own personal account. So therefore, I want to make this clear. Even though it's under my name, it's because I'm independent. I have to put it under my name. But it has to be audited eventually. After GE15, it will be audited. So it's all transparent and clear. So I want the donors understand that no money goes into my personal own pocket. You know, you can check the audited account, everything. So this is number one is, please help us with the financial donation. And number two, volunteer. Now all the volunteers that I have right now, they are all volunteers. They say they are doing a national service. You know, they don't expect a single cent. They say their reward will be to see me in Parliament. This is what they say. So I hope that there will be a lot of like-minded people. Let's put in, you know, people who will speak up for you, who will dare enough to take up challenge, you know, and will not be afraid and you know and dumbed down by the people in Parliament, men or women. We must progress further without having this baggage of using race and religion to stop us from progressing. Yes.
Thank you, Siti, for giving us your time and sharing with us the latest development of what you're doing in your service center. I hope to drop by there one day. I know Batu is famous for curry fish head and lots of banana leaf restaurant.
Yes. One of our makan-makan, I will invite you.
All right.
And have a safe journey tonight.
Thank you. And to all followers, please follow Siti Kasim and RealChunWai on social media. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.